Nicolo Savona is a red. Here we go. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news, as the next signing is a here we go confirmed by Romano. If you're excited by this signing, make sure you let me know by hitting that like button and make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. And our website is now up and running with all our merch you can get yourself. At the end of the day, we always win. Loads of different designs on there. The Greek father shirt is on there. I know you guys love that. So scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. All right, let's jump into the news because we have yet another here we go. Is this number 9 or 10? I can't keep up right now, but this was announced by Romano. He said, exclusive, Forest agree a deal to sign Nicolo Savona on a permanent move from Juventus. Transfer fee is in excess of 15 million euros. Clubs exchange documents ahead of the medical test. Savona can now sign at Forest ahead of the weekend. And I like this signing because I don't think he's good enough to get in front of Ola Aina yet. Okay, but he's a lot younger than him. He has a lot more potential to work into. We did a video on this over on Patreon the other day saying that this one was really close. He's 22 years old. And for a guy who's quite tall, very tall, over 6 foot, I think he's quite mobile. Some people say he's a bit slow, but when you look at his profile, I was speaking to Cass about this earlier, and he's like, it's a little bit Dan Burn-like, his profile. You don't expect him to be able to move as quick as he does, relatively speaking, to his height. He's both-footed as well, predominantly a right back, can play at centre-back, and he's come through the Juventus kind of hierarchy. Through the next gen, he's played games there. In fact, let's give you some games here. He played 50 games for the next gen. And then last season for Juventus, he basically was a starter for them, playing 28 games. He was even playing in the Club World Cup. And this is where I got to bring a slight negative onto it. He went off injured. I think it was against Man City, if I remember rightly. And he did his knee in. And he's still out injured from that. He was expected to be back in and around, I think it was mid-August, about a week or two ago. But the expectation for his full fitness is going to be about the 10th of September, last I heard. So, look, does that mean he's a rubbish player or anything because he's injured? No, players always get injured. In terms of his injury track record before that, it wasn't too bad. So, hopefully this one is well on its way to being sorted out. Forest will obviously double check this when they do the medical with him either tomorrow or over the weekend. But he's a very good player for a very cheap price. You're looking at, look, it says excess of 15 million. Juventus wanted around 18. So my guess here is that it'll be 15 million euros plus another 3 or 4 in add-ons. And I'm also hearing a 10% sell-on clause as well on him. So I'm very happy about this one because we are too thin on the ground on fullbacks. Way too thin. We've got Aina, we've got Nico Williams. Honestly, that's about it, because Nuno said he wants to loan out Eric Da Silva. Jair Cunha has been covering at right back in the preseason, but he's not a right back, he's a centre back. And with Savona now, we can also use him at centre back if we needed extra depth, but I wouldn't say he's a centre back. How can I describe him to you? As I said on Patreon, it's hard to describe a fullback. You can't say, oh, this guy is really skillful on the ball, does this, does the other. He's a good, solid fullback. He could do with a bit more production going forward. And I would say aerially, even with his height, sometimes I feel he could do a little better. But in terms of like tackling, in terms of positional play, I think he's somewhat half decent. Now, when you speak to the Juventus fans, as I have done, they're not, let me put it this way, they're not overly disappointed that he's gone. They think it's a fair price on him for what we got him for. So this is one of those deals where all parties are going to be quite happy with the outcome of it. But I was really starting to get worried about the fullbacks. Now, this isn't going to be the end of it. There's still heavy talks, of course, about the Leicester left back, Christiansen, whatever his name is. Absolute scrub. I'm just hoping that one dies a death, that it turns into another Adama that Edu sees sense in this one, and I don't know who wants him. I don't know if it's Edu, I don't know if it's Nuno. Whoever wants him, the other one needs to win the battle, because he is atrocious. He is atrocious. So I still think Forest are going to bring in another fullback, probably left-sided. We've seen a few links and bits and bobs over the last few days. Forest are doing a bit of a scattergun approach at the moment on these fullbacks. This one was the one that felt like it was most likely going to happen, hence why we put the video out on Patreon the other day. But there are names still being linked in this fullback position, so I'm expecting at least one more fullback and then potentially one more goalkeeper, maybe Livakovic coming in from there. Now, the one you lot are all messaging me about and asking me is on Bakwa. There are reports now that Jota Silva will be moving on from Forest. Those reports are getting stronger. Now, in the case of that happening, I then think Bakwa, the door opens up for him. Now, we're seeing links with Leeds were strongly linked with him. There's been some rumours, I don't know how true they are, about Fulham having a look at him as well. But let's not forget, Forest already have personal terms agreed with him. So it's just a case of making sure they can get the right fee agreed with Stuttgart. So that one as well could get over the line quite soon. But the priority right now is for Forest to sort out these fullback positions. And with Nicolo, one of the positions is sorted out. I'm expecting one more. But then again, I'd rather not get any more than get that Leicester scrub. But what are you guys saying on him? Are you happy with the fee? Are you worried about the injury that I just told you about? It's kept him out. When was the Club World Cup? I can't even remember. June, was it? Something like that? End of May? No, it would have been mid-June, wasn't it? So mid-June, July, August. He's already been out 2 months. The whole injury is probably going to be about 3 months. From what I got told from our Juventus guys is that he is up and mobile, and I think he went to a training session last week. So it's clearly in the latter ends of the injury recovery process. So one that should get over the line quite soon. But looking forward to seeing your thoughts on it below. That's your update on it. Here we go. Forest is still moving, and Forest will still continue to move in the transfer window. If you've got a second, go check out the merch store. Let me know what you think of the Marinakis Gibbs white shirt. I got that on order and I can't wait to see it. So go check that out. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you subscribed. We will be back for the draw tomorrow live at lunchtime. I think the draw's at 12 o'clock. Make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you're tuned in with us. I'm so excited for it. We will see you then. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Forest are doing Forest things. Come on, you Reds.